Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Last time we told you how the Prophet ﷺ received the first revelation from Angel Jibreel in the cave. He rushed home to Lady Khadija, may Allah be pleased with her, his heart beating severely. She comforted him with great care, and then she took him to someone she trusted, her cousin Waraqa ibn Nawfal. Waraqa ibn Nawfal was an elderly man who was knowledgeable about the previous holy books and had studied both the Torah and the Gospel. He knew that a new prophet was expected to appear during this time. When the Prophet ﷺ told him everything that happened in the cave, Waraqa understood right away and said, "The one who came to you was Angel Jibreel, the leader of the angels, the one who brings revelation from Allah to the prophets." Waraqa was very happy for the Prophet ﷺ. He hoped that Allah would let him live long enough to see the Prophet ﷺ spread the message and complete his mission. But Waraqa also gave him a warning. He said, "I wish I had the strength to stand by you when your people turn against you and force you out." The Prophet ﷺ was surprised. "Will they really force me to leave Mecca?" But Waraqa knew the history of the prophets. He said, "No one has ever come with a message like yours except that his people turned against him and forced him out." After that, some time passed. The Prophet ﷺ didn't see Angel Jibreel again. This time became known as the pause in revelation. But now the Prophet ﷺ no longer felt afraid. Instead, he started thinking about what had happened with peace in his heart. He started longing to see Angel Jibreel again and wished he would come again. He would go back to the cave, waiting in the same place where he saw the angel. But nothing happened. Still, the Prophet ﷺ wasn't afraid anymore. He just hoped and waited. And then it finally happened. But this time, Jibreel didn't come in the cave. He didn't come on the mountain. This time, he came to the Prophet ﷺ while he was lying in his bed, wrapped in his blanket. And he brought new verses of the Quran, verses from Surah Al-Muddathir. "O you who covers himself with a garment, arise and warn, and your Lord glorify, and your clothing purify, and uncleanliness avoid, and don't confer favor to acquire more. But for your Lord, be patient." Now, the time had come. The Prophet ﷺ began to share the message of Islam, but only secretly, and just with the people who were very close to him. The people who lived with the Prophet ﷺ in his home were Lady Khadija, his beloved wife, his 4 daughters, Ali ibn Abi Talib, his young cousin, Zayd ibn Haritha, who had once been a servant but was freed by the Prophet ﷺ. Zayd had been gifted to the Prophet ﷺ by Lady Khadija, but the Prophet ﷺ treated him with kindness and later set him free. As for Ali, he was living with the Prophet ﷺ because his father Abu Talib was going through hard times and couldn't support all his children. So the Prophet ﷺ had taken Ali into his home to help. The Prophet ﷺ started with his family. The first person to believe in him was Lady Khadija. She accepted Islam immediately and supported him with all her heart. Then came Zayd ibn Haritha. He accepted Islam. Then Ali ibn Abi Talib. Even though he was still young, he also believed. And the Prophet's 4 daughters, they all became Muslims too. Then the Prophet ﷺ began calling his close friends. He started with Abu Bakr. May Allah be pleased with him. And Abu Bakr didn't hesitate even for a moment. He believed right away. And so the first small group of Muslims began to grow. But now we must ask, will the Prophet ﷺ stop with just his family and friends? Will the leaders of Quraysh leave him in peace? Or will they try to stop him from spreading the truth? To find out what happens next, join us in the next episode of Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam.
صلوا عليه أفضل الصلاة، صلوا يزيد الشوق صلة لحبيبي غيرد السلام، والمولى بيزيد الصلاة. صلوا عليه أفضل صلاة، صلوا يزيد الشوق صلة لحبيبي غيرد السلام، والمولى بيزيد الصلاة.